You are a dog in the marketer's eyes. Oh, that's just hyperbole. I'm kidding. But what do I mean by that? So, in advertising, we use what's called classical conditioning. Now, what is that? You have this situation where the food is introduced to a dog, and the dog will salivate, of course, just to be expected. But here we try to introduce the whistle. So, at first, the dog doesn't salivate at the sight or at the sound of a whistle. Then, what if we combine the two, the whistle plus the food? And then the dog starts salivating. And then, via repetition, the dog starts to associate the whistle, the conditioned stimulus, and ends up salivating even though there's no food. There's just the whistle. Now, how do we use that in advertisements? So, small businesses, you better listen up because you can actually use this. So, let's take my advertisement concept for Bandai's Gunpla as an example. So, the food in this situation would be Gunpla, and I used the Gunpla's VFIN as a symbol for that product. And then I used the nippers for the whistle, the neutral stimulus rather for this situation, this ad. Now, why nippers? That's because in the process of building model kits, well, this is a much simpler version of a model kit runner, but to get the pieces off of the runners, hobbyists and collectors often have to use something that's called nippers in order to cleanly take them off the runner. So, taking advantage of that culture, taking advantage of that tool, we introduce that to the ad. We combine the two. We make the consumer, or in this case, you, the viewer, associate these nippers to Gunpla itself. Now, what would it look like or feel like without the Gundam, without the V-fins, without the text, without Bandai's logo? So, here it is. Try to see for yourself. If you saw this after seeing the first ad, would you associate Gundam just with the sight of nippers? Comment down below and tell me what you think.